Welcome back to the Cosas Verdes show, where we cover altcoin and Bitcoin price action, particularly during the live shows. I cover a lot more altcoins. Today is unprecedented price action, perhaps not in terms of percentage basis throughout all, I'll turn off my air conditioner, throughout all of Bitcoin price history, because in the past, Bitcoin was a smaller cap type of coin, essentially, and it did have the habit of moving swings like this in a day or so, 6% up and then 6% down. But since 2018 or so, this is unprecedented stuff. The amounts of millions of dollars needed to have Bitcoin go normally up, just in a normal fashion, then straight down, then straight up, then straight down. I mean, my last YouTube video did say that you might want to watch out for a wild ride. Volatility is going to expand, and it could go up then down, down then up then down. But I did not expect that to happen within 24 hours. All right. So from my yesterday's video, I mentioned volatility will expand. Price can go both ways. Okay, it can go up, or down, up, down. And yeah, I think I said down, up, down. Definitely did not expect it to happen within 24 hours. This is wicked. I don't think you'll ever see another 24 hours anywhere close to being similar to what just happened. And if you do ever in your lifetime see this, it's going to take years and years and years. It's almost a show of who's got more money. I'm not for sure what's going on. I honestly, I don't know what the hell this is. So let's take a look at this. This is unprecedented crap. I mean, hell, I don't even need these lines anymore. Just nothing makes sense. All right, so I was expecting a downturn from here. I did get that right. I expected it to come up to here or to here, which that did happen. Definitely didn't expect this. But I did not expect it to go from here all the way up to here, then all the way back down here within 24 hours. I think that's roughly 24 hours. I mean, this is just wicked ass stuff. Oh, it's a day and 8 hours, so 32 hours. I don't know if there is an explanation for this. What could be logical is if you do zoom out. Actually, before I get to that thought process, let me zoom out. Oh, that was Ethereum, technically. Whatever. All right, let's look more specifically at Bitcoin. Sorry, I had it on the wrong chart. Let's go to the 5 minute. Yeah, so this is roller coaster stuff, right? That was Ethereum, but down, up, straight down, and then straight back up, like within 5 minutes. This is out of control type of stuff. I'm not for sure what could create price action to do this outside of a couple of maybe hedge funds sparring to see, because they each know, or a couple groups know, we want it to go up, we want it to go down, and it's a show of like, who's got the most money. I can't explain this. However, outside of explaining what would logically allow price or create incentive for people to move price, or groups or whoever, outside of that question is, if you look at the 2-day chart, look, that looks pretty normal. So it's almost as if, have you ever seen one of those movies where a superhero or an alien looks totally human, speaks like they're human, but when they take the DNA, you're alien, right? You're not from here or whatever. That's what this is. So the 2-day candles is like the human body, but when you zoom in to, let's say, the 15-minute chart, this is alien. This doesn't happen. It is foreign. It's completely foreign. This doesn't happen in Bitcoin, and it hasn't happened. I would doubt this has ever happened. Like, this is crazy. But the odd thing about it is, within the perspective of the more mid-macro, the 2-day, this looks completely fine. And honestly, it's starting to look bullish, folks. After today, especially if in 53 minutes this 2-day candle can close like this, anywhere close. Like, hell, it can even close down here. This is pretty bullish stuff. Look. You're making higher lows and higher highs on the RSI. those Stokes are just going parabolic. I mean, today doesn't just turn back around. This is, I don't know. I honestly, it's almost making me feel that my target of 34.8 is too low. Sorry, this is my LaCroix. I just ran 2 miles to watch half of a T-ball game, and then I drove my wife and kids, and we all drove back. But I was doing a VIP call until it started, then I had to run there. It was 2 miles away, and I have a car in the collision center that can't get Japanese parts for a Subaru. It's been there for a month. But anyway, I think it looks like my target of 34.8 to the upside, which I've been talking about for a while, it might be too low. And honestly, I might switch that terminology of might be. It's close to becoming probable that that's too low. And I want to give credit to a VIP who is, he is a true student of the charts. He came on today, so from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. we had a VIP one, and then I ran 2 miles, 2.3 actually. But he showed me something, and I would like to. I think the world should know, because I haven't seen too many people target this area. At least folks that I stay in tune with. I don't think I've seen anybody that I follow say this. So, and sometimes the way the algorithm works, if you're watching me, like it's likely that whoever I watch on YouTube for analysis and or on Twitter, your who you watch might be similar too. So I want to show you something that you might not have seen. And of course, there are people out there who have guessed this number and are targeting it. Sure, there's somebody out there. But if this is something that is becoming more probable that I think is fresh, and I did not come up with this myself. I probably could have over time, but this is one of my VIPs who gave me this idea, and I would like to share it. Make this public here. Public info on my channel. I'm going to use the daily 200 simple moving average. Simple, so it says MA for moving average as opposed to EMA, right? Okay, and it's going to be orange. I'm going to go to the daily, or wait, no, I'm going to put it on there. And look how high up that is. Actually, maybe I should make this white. Let's make it more obvious. There we go. Look how high up that is. Right now, that's at 41K, and if it takes a month to get there, it's still going to be 40K, right at 39. So watch this. And if price starts coming up towards it, the slope won't be that much. So I need to make a straight line, and my line needs to actually start curving more like this. So that's just for litmus test. The curvature will begin going like that slowly. Something to that effect. And that brings you to late July. Okay? That's 2 months right there. So I can delete this guy. And if price were to get up there in a 2-day bullish breakout, I mean, it could be pretty aggressive. It could hang out, boom, 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 boom. Something to that effect. Or maybe take a slightly longer, maybe something more like this. So it hits my line at the same time, which would be awesome. Something like that. So that could take till July 16th. And that's 39 to 40K. And does that line up with anything major when you look left? And this is what's compelling. It hits my, like this little trend, this mega channel, I guess. Like this is a big ascending channel. So it hits that line. It's almost like a baby origin line. These are like baby origin lines. It hits that line. It hits that MA. And if you look left, let's put this, let's make a horizontal there, right around that point there. What does that touch? It touches this huge run up peak right here. Peak, support, support, support. In all this area, a lot of this ascending channel that fell down, this was the meat of it. So if you look left, this is a very obvious spot. So we have a horizontal line, we We have a horizontal that for which it makes sense. We have an ascending trend line that makes sense, and we have an MA that actually I haven't confirmed makes sense yet. So the third part of this, and this is what made it really compelling. The three ideas together. If you look left, it hits a perfect horizontal to which price naturally would be somewhat, have some type of attraction to, because that's when sellers would come in. So if that's when sellers would come in, well, before they come in, there are more buyers potentially, right? So horizontals. The ascending lines, which just work in Bitcoin, kind of like miniature origin lines there. And now here's the compelling thing about that MA is every bear market, it's been hit twice. The first bear market got really close to the second time. Watch. Went past it that time. That was a nasty bull trap. Like all this was pretty sickening. This was a nasty, nasty move. Coronavirus time, but anyway, so once, and then, so since it hit it twice here, I'm going to count this one as the second time. All right. So look, so if you zoom out, see that? It's every bear market it's hit twice. So let's zoom here and take off these. I guess I can get rid of these since Bitcoin is not following anything logical right now. There's your MA. Let me make it white. That seems like a freaking hell of a target to me. I don't want to say that's my first most probable to where this move will go, because right now, price is defying all logic and all reason, any levels that try to make sense. Typically when you come straight down, you don't pump up like that. It has to consolidate, lose volatility before it expands again. It's, but it's probably in the top three of this mid-macro move because of these three things together. So it's a strong MA, which has always been hit twice in every bear market so far. Okay? It aligns perfectly with a massive horizontal at 40K. Check. It hits perfectly an ascending line, which gets a ton of price action correct. Check. And Bitcoin, even though this isn't great analysis, what I'm about ready to say, I understand. I get it. I don't like it, what I'm about to say either. However, 9 red weeks in a row, you might consider that any type of bounce might be kind of strong. A bear market rally. And in bear market rallies, so within a bear market, a rally has permission to be strong. I mean, if you were here through 2018, those rallies were huge, right? And so if price has been exceptionally depressed, the reaction to the upside could be exceptionally, exuberant, right? Or overzealous, or whatever word. So 43% move up. I mean, these were massive bear market rallies. They were huge. Obviously, they got smaller and smaller and smaller. So let's take a look at this. What percentage would that be? I will do it from that wick. That's 40%. That's only as big as the smaller one. All right, why do I have the line there? It's this one. So this one right here was 53, and this one's 40. It's already happened before, and where did it go exactly to? That line. And if you look left from here, what did it? Got it right to those wicks. These wicks are really important. It got right up to those on a horizontal as well. If you look left, it came up a little shy, but it went right up to them. So I wanted to show everybody that, because that is an analysis that I have not even considered, and I'm really glad a community member brought that forward to me, because I think it's such general information, but good, but valuable information, that I think I should share it with YouTube, and I hope that he doesn't. I hope that individual isn't mad that I'm sharing his idea, but at the same time, I'm not taking credit for my own. I give credit where credit's due, and so that's. For Bitcoin, I'm not going to give a short-term analysis. This is unprecedented crap. I would lean up at this point, but I don't even want to make any freaking guesses right now, because this price action defies all logic. I don't think there is an analysis for this, besides the fact that back here, I made a YouTube video saying price will go sideways at best for 10 to 30 days. And look, it's still going sideways. So I would honestly say that the most logical analysis is a daily closure above or below these lines is the best analysis that I can give right now in the context that the short-term time frames they just defy logic. So right now, the smallest time frame for which I feel that I can give any like a fairly confident analysis is that. And that could mean that I can't take a trade for a month. This could go sideways for 45 to 60 days total. Bitcoin has turned into a stable coin before, and it's happened for over 100 days at a time. Over 100 days. This might be what we're looking at. And if that happens, that would probably be the bottom. Even though I don't think it's probable at this point. But if Bitcoin can go sideways for like 80 to 90 or 100 days, that was probably it. But I still don't think that's most likely. However, the point is, it could go sideways a lot longer. And therefore, because logic has been defied, not defined, but has been destroyed within that universe of that rectangle, because the laws of physics have been defied within that box, that one universe, I'm going to be personally kind of hesitant to trade within that pink universe. I want it to come back to our freaking reality, like within the multiverse, back to our universe, because this, whatever the fuck's happening right there, it's honestly ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. And I think things become sane once you get a daily closure above or below that range. I don't give that type of analysis very much. I usually like to finesse things, thinking with the weekly in mind or the monthly in mind, and then finessing it down to the even 5-minute chart to see is everything going to get in unison and sing in like a major fifth scale and it all right? I like to pinpoint that type of stuff, but right now I can't, and I don't think you can either. I don't think anybody out there can. Besides the groups, I think it's 2 groups, if I'm right. I don't think anybody will ever know if I'm right, but I don't think anybody but the folks moving this know, besides the big market makers. Yeah, this is insane. So anyway, that's what I got for you is that box. You might want to draw this box. And again, you can just go back a week or two. Actually, it should have been around May 16th. I made that video saying the title is Bitcoin will move sideways at best for 10 to 30 days. Right? And here we are. How many days is this? And the cool thing about that is, since that analysis came right, you might want to look at how I configured that, because it was right. And it's still right. But I knew it, or I thought it was probable way before it happened, right? Because that's a hard guess. To guess sideways that's a hard, and that's a good guess. That's a good analysis, right? And it's honestly one of my best analysis that I've ever done. That lasted the longest because it was a 30-day time frame, and to guess sideways is tough. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wait until there's a range resolution, and if I personally decide to trade that, it's gonna be light. So this is what I'm about to say is something that would go on more on Discord, particularly the VIP tier. But for example, sometimes when you have to force yourself not to trade, you have to take drastic measures. And actually I am saying this on YouTube before I'm going to say it to my community. I shouldn't do this, but I'm in the moment, so whatever. I'm going to say something very general. Since my analysis is, I don't want to trade in that bullshit universe like that. The laws of those physics are different than mine. To force myself not to trade, I have actually, before I ran, I took my money, almost all my money out of futures, and I hid it from I didn't hide it, but you know what I mean. I took it out of my futures account. So in the moment, I don't feel the need to say, oh, it's going to go up. I'm going to go, a heavy 5x leverage on this. It was actually one of my team leaders who was talking about, this is what I do, when I feel that it's not a great time to trade, I make sure I take my money out. So I don't get that moment where, if this looks like a great idea. So I've essentially forced myself to do that. And that's one tactic to trick yourself mentally. We go into that stuff a little bit more on Discord. So if you haven't checked out the Discord, the links are in the description section of all my videos. And then Twitter's just Cosas Verdes with the number 2. But if online communities aren't your thing, folks, and you want 10 to 15, it's probably more like 14 to 18 updates on price action of both Bitcoin and NASDAQ and the traditional markets. If you want a bunch of updates a week, plus recordings of the Discord live chats for the Cryptillion tier, go ahead and click the join button below my videos, and then another video pop up describing your options to you. So it looks like now I'm going to go to the questions on the live chat. Yeah, this is insane stuff, folks. I honestly don't even know what to say at this point. I don't know what to say. All right. Yeah. Okay. So somebody asked a really important question. Okay. Very important question was asked about Bitcoin dominance. And the question was specific to Trias. Will Trias not pump? But this isn't specific to Trias. This is specific to altcoins and Ethereum. And I don't think Ethereum's an altcoin. Well, it's technically is, but I don't categorize Ethereum as an altcoin. It's true for pretty much all altcoins outside of ones that have some news that they market hard. And they have a YouTuber talk about it because it's paid for information, right? That could happen as well. But for the vast majority of coins, correct. When Bitcoin dominance is skyrocketing up, and Bitcoin has a powerful move up, altcoins typically don't get the love, right? And if you think about that, it's the correlation or the causality there. What is the cause? The cause actually is not Bitcoin dominance going up. That creates altcoins not pumping with Bitcoin. That's not it. The cause is we are so far in the bear market that people don't give a shit about altcoins anymore. That's why. That's why Bitcoin dominance is skyrocketing. We are at least halfway through the bear market. Most likely, hopefully. I better knock on wood. Here's a tree. I got a tree behind here. I'm literally going to knock on wood. Hopefully. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I did not jinx this, everybody. I did not jinx this. I just knocked on wood. So, it is, yes. And I don't want you to think that the Bitcoin dominance causes the altcoins to do it. The cause is people don't give a shit anymore, and people who were buying in the previous, in the recent past, they're gone. And if they're still here, they fucking aren't buying. Potentially because they're too scared to buy if they're still around, or second, because they have no more money to buy with because they're watching it go down, waiting for them to get break even, right? That's why Bitcoin dominance is going up. But the special thing about Bitcoin dominance, the way you use that in analysis for why isn't my altcoin pumping when it always used to pump hard in Bitcoin, it's not anymore. Well, the Bitcoin dominance simply allows you to anticipate that and to see it. That's all it is. All it means is people stopped caring about altcoins. And previously, altcoins outperformed Bitcoin on literally every pump, at least through May, late April, May of 2021. Not so much in the second pump from September 30th to November 6th or so. That pump, Bitcoin actually outperformed most altcoins. That was an exception, a double top, which has also never happened. So when you see, so the way to use this now, when Bitcoin, let me pull up the BTC.D chart. BTC.D. All right. When Bitcoin dominance is looking like this, damn it, I'm going to give out more information that I typically, so one of the things that I mentioned, that I've been mentioning recently, to my VIPs as I give short signals. Again, my short signals today didn't work. The one yesterday, it was. I'm gonna actually make a video about that, or clip the video. But my short signals were badass yesterday, obviously. But when I've been giving out short signals recently, I've been letting my community know I would not short Bitcoin. If you're gonna, I wouldn't do it. If you're gonna make money off shorts, you're gonna get better bang for your buck if you short an altcoin. I love shorting Cardano because Cardano loves to go straight up, straight down. It's not the easiest, but it is the most attractive coin to short in all of crypto, in my opinion. But and Ethereum's been pretty nice to short too, decent, but not nearly as good as Cardano. So when you see something like this and you want to take on shorts, the way I utilize this information from a futures trading perspective is I'm not freaking short in Bitcoin, but if I want to switch to longs, I am going to long Bitcoin or maybe Ethereum. But I'm not going to long, and actually Cardano has been pretty volatile to the upside too. Cardano is very volatile both ways. I like trading Cardano even though I shit on it. But so that's what that means with this piece of information. It actually means a lot of things. It has consequences for your spot trade. Spot trade means you're not trading futures, you're not using leverage, right? So that's Trias. You can't trade Trias on futures because it's too small of a cap. It's not offered on there. It's only spot trade. You're actually buying a piece of Trias, right? Buying the Trias coins, that's spot. Futures means you're essentially getting IOUs. Yeah, they're literally IOUs. You're not even getting lent more of the asset. You're getting lent IOUs to repay back. But anyway, I need to stay on track with my thought. I just ran and hurried home. There are lots of implications to this. On spot, it means your coin ain't going to do jack shit because all the buyers and interested people thinking they're going to get rich tomorrow, they're gone. They've given up. They're done. That's what it means. So don't expect your coin to go up very much. For futures, it means that you get better bang for your buck, depending on if you're bullish or bearish. When you're bearish, you should probably short alts. When you're bullish, you should probably long Bitcoin, with some exceptions. If some coin has news coming out and you know, like Ethereum's leading up to, you know, whatever they got going on, that could be justification for that. But that's how you utilize this information. And it also helps you realize what market phase you're in. And we are ass deep in the bear market right now, and people are leaving. All right. That's that one. I'll be shorter with, but that was a very important question. Very important. So I have a community member, Harrison. Hey, Harrison, good to see you. Thoughts on Mina and Farm? Never heard of Mina and Farm. All right, I had to turn on my air conditioner. I'm sorry. I'll turn it off here in just a moment. Yeah, so this is a perfect example. Whoever was interested in buying this earlier, they're gone. So I wouldn't touch this until 2023. I specifically wouldn't touch this until Bitcoin's weekly 10 EMA is above its weekly 21. I wouldn't even touch this. And that could be 2024. Yeah, that's done. And then Farm. Yeah, there's nothing to do on that coin. It's kind of, unfortunately, I bought a coin like that too. That's not doing anything. A mover. I'm really disappointed. I've had way better luck with Dash. Like, Dash has been awesome to spot trade to the downside. Just every bear market rally I sell and I buy back 15 to 30% lower. Well, sometimes only 7% lower, but between 7 to 30% lower. And I've more than doubled my Dash in like 4 months. Just literally spot trade. Not even making more US dollars from it. I just get more and more Dash. Yeah, the same thing. They're done. Yeah, I wouldn't even look at these, wouldn't even consider dollar cost averaging for quite a while. These are not going to recover, and when they do recover, it's going to be a long, in general, the shape will be this. That would be best fit price, like a best fit line, but what will actually happen is more like this. And then that would be something like bull market. It can't go left. That's the only direction it can go, Tim. You had one job, Tim. You had one job. All right, there you go. Something like that. But in general, it'll be a swooping shape with obviously a lot more. And honestly, this one might not get that much volatility. But after the bottom is hit in Bitcoin, what's going to happen most likely is so Bitcoin bottoms and roughly right here, let's say somewhere around September, October, let's say that. Just make that. I don't actually think that's when Bitcoin will bottom necessarily, but let's say Bitcoin bottom there. There's going to be a massive rally. Most altcoins, maybe besides these two, but some strong altcoins will have a 200 to 400% rally, and then they'll make lower lows most likely. Lower lows, but Bitcoin makes a higher low because the Bitcoin's low's already in. So just keep that in mind. This altcoin will make a lower low after Bitcoin's low is in. All right, I'll turn that back off. Okay, Quant, barely saved myself with that short position from earlier, but jumped back in another short. Okay, so Yeah, Mike, short on, yeah, so in the future, I wouldn't short Bitcoin with when dominance is that high. You're going to get so much more bang for your buck with Ethereum, and there's great liquidity for Ethereum. So if you're throwing around like $5,000 in one trade before leverage is raw dollars or even 5 digits, a 10K trade, 20K trade, you can get out of the trade just like that with 20K with Ethereum, even on 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐽's futures. Like Ethereum is really good, but right now shorting Bitcoin is not the greatest. 31.5. So you caught the top. Dude, I don't know what I would do. Honestly, I would just, if I were you, since this is defying all logic, is that what you said? 31.5? Yeah. I would bare minimum, first action would be to put my stop just better than break even so I could pay for the fees. So I'm at a totally risk-free trade. That'd be my first step. If your entry for a short add Bitcoin, that's a great short, by the way. That's a great line. That's my line too. If I were to short, this is just ridiculous. Wow, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. Wow, that is ridiculous. I would first do that, but outside of that, man, it's just a guessing game. Whether you want to wait to see if this next oscillation down on the 5-minute will go down so you can take a little bit more profit and it hits this line at 30,750, that might be a good profit-taking line. But if you see it, but you might want to set an alert over this candle right here. You want to set an alert there. If it goes above there, you probably want to take the tiny bit of profits that you have. Because if it goes above this, it's probably coming back up to that line. So I would literally set an alert right above that. That's a 5-minute candle. That's at 31,320. 31,320. I would set an alert there. Or just maybe set your stop there. Because if it goes there, it's going to where you shorted anyway. So you might as well be out there. So honestly, that would be my suggestion now that I think about this. I would set my stop in profit at 31,330. And then just see what happens at least. And then maybe consider taking profit at 30,700 since the 2 days so volatile. And again, for everybody else, that is the type of stuff we go over on the VIP calls. People come on and ask me. Actually, I just had somebody ask me yesterday, right here. He goes, I shorted Ethereum. He shorted Ethereum at the top. I was like, dude, how'd you do that? He goes, I don't know. I was like, well, yeah, that was great. And he goes, should I take profit now? Because he thought it was coming up. And I was like, man, I think it's getting ready to tank. You should let it rip. And that was some of the best advice I've ever given. Very timely. So that's the type of stuff we go over on Discord, that people just literally learn and trade, asking me questions. And sometimes they're experienced and they already know what they're going to do, but they just ask me because they want a second opinion. Like, okay. And a lot of times I have VIPs come in and for nuanced situations, they give better solutions to my, the seasoning that I would put on the profit-taking strategy. But yeah, that's what I would do. I would set my stop right there, and I would set, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, and I would probably want to take profits there because I would be too scared that the 2 day is too bullish, so I would take my profits quickly there. Yeah, that's how, and you could probably just sit on that. Just whichever way happens, you make money. You're in a risk-free trade if you do that, as opposed to wanting to let something rip. I don't think you're going to get a macro move to the downside because Bitcoin's been moving straight sideways, as you saw, for 28 days. So why would it rip to the downside if it's at the top of that range? So you might as well take profits quickly is what I'm saying there. That's what I would do. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, 2K will even be okay on altcoins as well, unless it's something that's not traded much. I'll show you something that isn't traded much, and you can just tell how it looks. Let's see here. Like Algorand is a decent one. Let's go to KuCoin. Nope. I wish I could pull it up on the futures chart. Something that's not traded much. Hex has really low volume. There you go, something like this. If you go down to the 3 or 5 minute chart and it looks spotty, that means you can't get rid of $2,000 at a time. And if you think you're getting stopped out here, shit, check your P&L. You got stopped up like up there. and you lost way more money than what you thought on your, or when you're, if you're shorting and you take profits there, actually, and you're supposed to make 500 bucks on that trade, you know, just for example, like shorting from here to here, and you have a market stop, it actually stopped because you had to eat up the orders to get out, and you only made like $200. Like, you can, if you see this kind of stuff on futures, you can't, I wouldn't even trade it, first off. And if you do, you need to use less than $1,000. But as long as it looks better than this, if you don't see something like this on the 5-minute chart, that you should safely assume you should be able to get $2,000 in on a trade. But I know there are a couple. I think Dash, I wouldn't do futures Dash with even more than 500 bucks on any position. It's not very liquid, at least on KuCoin futures. But yeah, $2,000 you'll get by on 90% of KuCoin futures coins. You'll be fine. Just market in, market out all the way, 100%. You would be, at least there would be enough liquidity for that. I'm not suggesting that. There is enough liquidity. All right. I'm going to look at Phantom. I know I haven't been asked this question, but there are a lot of people who were interested in looking at Phantom, and I'm going to force this through. So we are going to look at FTM real quick, if my brain would work and I can find it. Okay, so in the context that Bitcoin dominance is skyrocketing, okay, it's nearing 50%. Therefore, most altcoins, including plus Ethereum, aren't going to rally as hard as Bitcoin. If Bitcoin truly were to hit that potentially, you know, it's getting close to likely at this point, that 39K target now, that was a 40% pump on Bitcoin. That means that that Phantom will do 40% or less, right? Because it could do less at the beginning and then outperform Bitcoin on the second leg, but then hit 40% in total. So let's see what 40% aligns with. This wick high. So if Bitcoin goes all the way to 40K, it is completely possible if you look left. So this is what I would do for Phantom. If they were getting ready to continue with actually start a bear market rally, which can be strong, this is what you do. Instead of using the measuring tool, another VIP taught me this. You can't see it on my chart. Let me move this guy over. So you see where see where I'm at, the measuring stick, go up to, and click the side thing and go to date and price range. And it allows you to essentially go like this. And it keeps the percentage there. So now I can move around, right? It stays. So I would measure that out, roughly 40%, and then look left. What things on the left-hand side would create a horizontal or a line? And I might have to go to something like the 1-hour chart to see this more clearly. So a wick high can create a horizontal and a wick low can create a horizontal. These are right at 40 to 45%. These are obvious targets if Phantom, or if Bitcoin does charge up to 40K and Bitcoin dominance continues rising, which it looks like it will. This is a logical target for Phantom, meaning it won't make a higher local high. If Phantom in the second half, so it's possible that Bitcoin outperforms altcoins for the first half of the rally. In the second half, then altcoins catch up, which actually will probably happen, which means Bitcoin dominance takes a breather sometime in July before it could then continue up. But that could happen as well. So therefore, Phantom in this rally, if Bitcoin hits 40K, you look left, what are the next two wicks, highs, and lows? Right here and right here. So what I would do is I would create a box like this and say, if Bitcoin hits 40K, Phantom will hit and stop in one of these two boxes with an extremely high probability. Do you see how I did that? Well, you better if you're watching it. So I guess if you're blind, you would be listening. So did you hear that? Right like that. It's extremely probable that if Bitcoin races up to 40K, which the 2-day chart is saying it looks like it will, that's where Phantom's going to go. And these levels for Phantom are around 53 cents to 64. Yeah, 64. So it's around 53 and 64. And Bitcoin would very, very likely outperform it on the first half of the run. And the very short-term price action stuff, if Bitcoin goes down, you could look at targets for Bitcoin. But in the down case, if you have a specific target for Bitcoin to the downside, if it's like a 20% move down, I would actually give it more than 20%. So so anytime Bitcoin falls, this will fall more. Does that make sense? In the bear market, because Bitcoin dominance is going up. And Bitcoin dominance especially goes up when price itself is going down. And I'll repeat that. That's a very important statement, and it sounds stupid, but it's true. Bitcoin dominance especially skyrockets hard when Bitcoin price goes down. And what that means for Phantom and all altcoins, similar to the important question I addressed earlier, is they will go down more. If your target for downside Bitcoin move is 20% or 50, it's like 15%, then your downside move for your altcoin should be between 1.5 to double that. Does that make sense? And I'm not going to give downside targets for Phantom because Bitcoin right now, it doesn't really have much of a chance of breaking down quite yet because it's been going sideways for 28 days and it's at the top of the range. So I will leave it with upside targets for now in a bear market rally type of fashion, and that's Phantom. All right. Y'all better start asking questions. I'll address them here in just a minute. I'm going to do one more that I know my people watch a lot, and again, like I got to cover stuff that gets a lot of views, and then I'll address your questions. So I'm going to do one more. We're gonna go over Atom. Atom's been getting a lot of play on YouTube. So the same thing for Atom. In the environment that Bitcoin dominance is going up, when Bitcoin makes, let's say, a 40% move up to 39 to 40K, all you need to do to see to make the guess, if Bitcoin were to hit 40K, where is Atom going to go? Bitcoin dominance is going up. If Bitcoin goes up 40%, Atom will likely go up 40% or less. So let's put it somewhere like this, right at 40%. Now we can look left. So go to this point and look left. Is there structure there? Are there any wick highs and wick lows particularly? Yes. You have a wick low essentially here and then a support type of deal. So I would put this box right there, and you have these highs. So you have tons of stuff here. That's going to be huge resistance. So for Atom specifically, if Bitcoin rallies up to 39 to 40K, which honestly, at the beginning of my, the analysis today, I gave you good reason why it's one of the top 3 most probable things in the mid macro sense. If that happens, Atom it's extremely likely that it'll go to that box and stop. Does that make sense? And I say it like that on purpose. I feel that it would be unlikely it comes up shy, and I feel that it's unlikely it would go over it. Like I think it's a fairly wide range, but it's a damn good guess. So so actually it's not that big. It's only a 7% range. But if Bitcoin right at the time it's at 39 to 40K, at that snapshot instant in time, I would say that it's very probable Atom is somewhere close to $12.50, and it's probably going to be in this box. Could be at the bottom of the box, could be at the top, but it's probably going to be in, and I would say it's going to be around $12.50 if this bear market rally, which could get pretty groovy here if it hits 40K Bitcoin. 12.5. $12.50 for Atom. And Atom is getting hurt bad. I mean, look at Atom versus Bitcoin. This is probably tanking horribly. Atom's honestly getting its butt kicked. It's actually not as bad as I thought. Is that the right chart? There it is. That looks better. Yeah, this is nasty. Look at this. 130 days straight down besides one little rally on Bitcoin. It only gained on Bitcoin for one rally in 130 days. So this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the live stream. It's not Bitcoin dominance going up that causes your altcoin not to pump with Bitcoin anymore. That's just a visual of what's causing it. It's because people don't give two shits about the coin anymore and they're not going to buy it. And the money that's left in crypto that's market buying or market selling, which is the only way price can move, is if you market buy or market sell. The only money that's left is mostly interested in Bitcoin and a little bit of Ethereum. Because retail, if you can loosely define retail as people who want to be rich soon and rich fast, and who are new, let's say that, new and want to get rich fast, they're gone. And if they're not gone, they're out of money. And if they're not gone and not out of money, they're too scared to buy. That's why. But anyway, that is my target for Atom. If Bitcoin rallies up to 40K, which looks like a top 3 most probable situation, I could see Atom versus the dollar, even though I'm on Atom versus Bitcoin. I could see Atom, the USD, get up to $12.50. All right, now I'll look at your questions, everybody. Okay, here we go. Mover capitulation target. Mike, I gotta tell you that some other play. I'm not gonna say that on YouTube Live. I thought you were on Discord. Ask me on Discord. Yeah, I don't want to give that target because I have a lot of people in my community. Even though Mover's sucking right now, there are a lot of people who have specific targets in my community, including myself, and I don't want to spoil that for them. I've already given enough free information on YouTube that I shouldn't have. About the idea of you don't short Bitcoin when Bitcoin dominance is skyrocketing, because why the hell would you do that? Because it's not going down as much as altcoins, right? Like stuff like that. Those are the tidbits I give. Like just, yeah, anyway. Ask me that. But it's going to be like well below my original target of $20 because it's already below $20 or has been. All right. Quant projections. That's the question. Quant predictions. All right. Well, quant predictions for bear market. I think this is a pretty obvious one. Yeah, actually, I don't need to record this because I've already made a video on this. I think quant has among the most obvious bear targets in all of crypto land. It's a big range, but I think it's obvious. And so is Veracity's. That's why another reason I'm interested in Veracity. This is going to hit somewhere around $35. It's going to get very close to $35 either way. So if you draw arrows here like this, it's price will very likely bottom in that area. Because it's also like 40 to 60% perfectly from current price. See that? So it's right in the middle. It's just the stars align. This and Veracity have the most obvious bottom targets. Just because it's obvious, does that mean it'll come true and I'm guaranteeing it? No, and I want to reiterate that very carefully. Just because it looks obvious doesn't mean it's going to be true. You know, sometimes, actually, it's not sometimes, but several times in my life, I've made very safe assumptions. And the assumption was wrong. But it was a freaking safe assumption, and I was in a situation, the context of the situation was I needed to make assumption. I mean, hell, we all make assumptions all day long, right? When you go to sleep, you make the assumption that the sun will come up, right? When you wake up, after the sun comes up, you assume your money's still in KuCoin or FTX or whatever, right? You make assumptions. But anyway, so just because it's a safe assumption, it doesn't mean it'll come true, right? Yeah, I mean, so, you know, when like hell, like go, you know, if you're married or have kids, like go hug them and tell you love them because you're assuming that you're going to see them tomorrow, but you might not. Might be you who bites it, or you know, you might not ever see him again, right? We all make assumptions, and it doesn't always happen. So I want to be very cautious of that. So no one comes back and comes mad, right? Because quant actually goes down to $2, and it's like Cosas Verde said, and I bought it at $35, and now I'm down 90%. No, it's a safe assumption, but it's not guaranteed to happen. All right, Yeah, I'm getting a lot of those weirdos recently. A lot of strange people who have nothing better to do but troll me. It's like I kind of feel sorry for them. You really have nothing like. I have less than 20,000 subscribers, and you're trolling me. Like, what are you doing, man? Maybe like troll, some other one of the few really big names out there. But why are you trolling me? Literally, don't you have something better to do? Oh my gosh. I don't get it. Maybe troll me when I cross like 200,000 subs or something, but gee whiz. All right, market manipulation finance was totally off guard. Yeah, no one could see this coming besides the two groups assumingly the two groups that have been moving Bitcoin price like that. Yeah, there's no way to even make analysis on that type of stuff. I'm getting antsy because I just have to get through it. I'm out of nicotine. Okay. Drugs are bad, kids. But nicotine is one I have not been able to give up. All right. It's the only one. Gave up everything else but that. All right. Market manipulation, it's fine. I had my line set at 390, but yeah. Well, I mean, lower. So, Mike, if you had your stop even lower, farther in profit, then keep it there. All right. Somebody's asking me about IDEA. Okay. Before I get to the IDEA chart, just remember that we are in the phase of the market cycle, of the bear market, where people are not interested in altcoins anymore. Okay? And the bottom of whatever altcoin, right, will likely be somewhere between 40 to 60% below current price. It's just a guess, but it's a damn good guess. So if you go something like this, 40% below, it looks like it could go down to just about 2 cents. Yeah, I would say about 2 cents. Assuming Bitcoin, has not met a low, which I think is a safe assumption, but it is an assumption. So low end targets for IDEA. Actually, IDEA looks pretty good right here. Its structure looks way better than both atoms and phantoms. That's a bullish ass shape. It looks like it's going to pop right up to 10 cents. This is getting ready to go up. That shape right there, that swoop with higher lows, especially on the daily. Shit, that's bullish on the 5-minute chart. Whew. That's a bullish posturing right here. And no, it doesn't have to make a fucking handle. Cup and handle is ridiculous. Like, usually you don't get a handle. You usually just cup. This shape is bullish in crypto, especially since the NASDAQ algorithms and SPX too. So it's pretty much the same stuff, but same algos. But a traditional market finance doesn't do the handle. It just cups in low, like it just stops moving. But when it does, it floats, and then just skyrockets. This is a very bullish shape, actually. Yeah, it looks like it's going to go to 10 cents to me. Which might outperform Bitcoin's 40%, but at that formation, I'm going to go against my other analyses there. If Bitcoin goes to 40K, IDEA is going to outperform Bitcoin because of that shape. It's going to outperform it. It'll probably double outperform it. It would hit 10 cents if Bitcoin hits 40K. That shape is too bullish to deny. Yeah, that's weird. I would not expect IDEA to have a more bullish posturing than Phantom and Atom, and more bullish than those combined, like times 10. That's a good shape. And if you ever see the shape on Bitcoin or something, you like even down to the 5-minute chart. Let's see what it looks like there. I bet it has a few of those there. Nope, it's not traded enough for the 15-minute or for the 5-minute. Yeah, this is okay, but you don't have it. It would be similar to this. Actually, it would be the inverse of this. That shape right here. If you see this, and I could probably just show you a couple examples on Bitcoin, but if you ever see Bitcoin do something like yeah, like this. Yeah. And so that shape is super bullish, and it's doing it on the daily. Yeah, that type of shape with higher lows, higher highs, but it's circular, like on the inside. So it's like the inside is a circle, but the outside is more lines, right? Like that shape, for some reason, it's popping up a lot in Bitcoin on all time frames. 5 minute and daily, or not quite the daily, but the 5 minute up to the hour, even the 1 minute. It's printing that a lot right before big bullish moves, and it's algorithmic. It's whatever the algos from Nasdaq and SPX are doing to crypto. It's becoming a more common shape. So yeah, idea looks great. I can't believe it. It looks fantastic. It looks really strong, and that's what I got for idea. I'm actually shocked. It looks great. All right. Hey baby, what's up? Born yesterday. Whew, I've had such a busy day today. I'm gonna take a bite of my dinner here. All right. Okay. Non-community member asked a question. I'm gonna address Pedro Thomas's question. He asked a really important question. Is ETH making a higher low in the process? You got to watch the beginning of my Bitcoin analysis today. Price right now is defying all logic because it's almost like two groups, like different hedge funds or two different groups, cartels of hedge funds are knowing that one has positions and the other one has the opposite. And this looks like tug of war between two groups that know the other interested party has the opposite views, and they want to pull the strings a different way. It's almost like OPEC, is that right? OPEC, yeah, like arguing with itself, and it can't make up its mind, like the oil cartel. And it happens. This is almost like an oil cartel, like infighting. I think that's what this is. That's the only thing that's logical that can explain this. So because that's true, I don't want to make a guess on if ETH is making a higher low, because this is defying. Hell, it can make a lower low than a higher high. Because this universe that we're looking at right there on the charts, it's not our laws of physics. So I honestly don't want to make the guess. And I think that if it's going to make a higher low as one guess, I think just as strong as a guess is that it'll make a lower low than a higher high. Because honestly, that happens a lot now since 2019. Because that's what the stock market does. It's just full of algos tricking less sophisticated algos. That's all it is. It's really hard to make money. Trading the stocks particular to that trade very similar to the indices, or that move the indices, like Apple and Amazon and all that stuff. It's very hard to trade against computers, and it's becoming harder to trade Bitcoin too. But as long as you see the patterns, which I think I've been identifying, they're still making patterns, and it's really nice. So yeah, I don't want to make a guess on Ethereum. That's why. All right, yo, Tim. So we got, well, you pretty much answered mine. If you said BTC has a chance of heading to 40, right? Okay, good. Jimbo Khan. Okay, how about VChain? Jimbo Khan asks, community member. So I skipped straight to his question. Yeah, VChain is going to be in the same boat as all the other altcoins I've been talking about. Bitcoin dominance is racing up. It doesn't look like it's going to stop for another couple percentage points. So if we are truly looking at a bear market rally, that Bitcoin hits 39 to 40K per the beginning of my analysis today on this live stream, if that ends up happening, that would be a 40% run on Bitcoin. Therefore, VChain at the very beginning of that ascent, Bitcoin's ascent, that would take, at least a couple weeks to get there, most likely. It would underperform Bitcoin at the first leg. And then in the second half of the bear market rally, it'd probably outperform Bitcoin a little bit. Therefore, you would guess that would also go somewhere close to 40%. Because the first half of the rally, it'll underperform Bitcoin. But then people think it's a bull market again, and they'll step in and then retail and dumb money is going to start buying altcoins again. But they're going to start buying it when the rally's half over. And they're going to be saying that's the bottom. I'm telling you, that's exactly what's going to happen. If Bitcoin really goes to 40K, you're going to see so many people, even people with big accounts on Twitter and YouTube, saying that's the bottom. When I just showed you, it actually looks like it wants to go up to 40K before continuing crashing. I just showed it to you as clear as day, but you're going to see it. And that's why I'm anticipating the second half. If it really does get up to 39 to 40K, the second half, altcoins should actually pop pretty hard. Therefore, put the two halves of the rally together, I would assume VChain, being the big cap that it is, it'll roughly get 40% as well. So in order to analyze that, I would use this tool to measure from current price. I would put 40% and I would lock it in there. And then I would look left, Okay, at that point, is there anything close that's obvious, whether it's like a wick up or a wick down? Yes, you have a wick there and you have a wick there. And if you extend that farther, does it also hit a lot of other interesting stuff? So this wick to that wick, go, go, go. What did we consume there? Massive wick, massive wick. I didn't get that wick, but this massive support, support, and the breakdown point. So VeChain's target, it's probably not going to go above this, but also it will probably be attracted to it. Therefore, if I can say confidently, but again, not financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not guaranteeing you that what the number I'm getting ready to give you on VeChain will happen, but rather it feels very probable that in the exact snapshot that Bitcoin's roughly at 39,500, so between 39 and 40, in that snapshot of the moment, that VeChain will be exactly in this box. Like exactly. Not above it, not below it. Now, if Bitcoin goes up to 41K, would VeChain go over this box? Sure. But I said a snapshot for all these analyses, right? All right. So let's move this bad boy over. And that would be somewhere around 4.4 cents. Look at, let's just call it 0.444. That would be my bear market rally target for VeChain, specifically under the parameters that Bitcoin goes up to meet its daily 200 MA, which it's done twice every bear market, and it's only done it once this time. And the 2-day chart's looking very bullish. In the event that it does play out, 4.4 cents looks like a very, very likely target for VeChain. And if you're still holding it, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but that could be the relief rally that you're looking for Pokemon cards only, right? That's VeChain. Okay, did I skip any community members? I had my set 30, good quant. Barely saved myself. Harrison, thoughts on Mina Farm? Okay. I will take a look at Proton. OTA in the house. Hey, OTA, it's nice to meet you. Yes, I will take a look at Proton, Mr. OTA. Not for sure if you're always the one who asks me to look at it, but that is something that's asked for a lot. So let's get it. I'll look at it versus Bitcoin first. Whew, that's versus Bitcoin. Versus dollar, it's going to be like 97% down. Wow, this one really got hurt. Yeah, this one is going to have price discovery down. Yeah, so I've talked about this one before. Yeah, this one's going to, so because Bitcoin's bottom is very, very, very likely not in, although it is possible that it is, I would give it 5 to 7% chance. But then if Bitcoin can close a daily over 40K during this rally, or close it weekly over 40K, then that chance skyrockets instantly, so it could happen. The probabilities could flip very quickly, but not until that point, I would say. However, with that strong assumption that Bitcoin has not had a bottom yet, this is going to go down 40 to 60%. That's 45. Like, this is going to have price discovery down. And the reason why I have this question mark here, because I don't know how low this is going to go. So this whole thing is just to tell you, guys, don't think that this is a good buy. Not goodbye as in goodbye, like buy, B-Y-E, but buy as in B-U-Y. I don't think this low is a good purchase for Pokemon cards. Pokemon cards Proton, not financial advice. It looks like it's going to go a lot lower in this bear market. A lot lower. Because the interested buyers, hell, the last time they stepped in was friggin' January, 6 months ago. They're gone. They're not coming back. They're gone. And if you do get some rally, the people who are left still even looking at how low their Proton is, they're going to sell it so hard. And then when Bitcoin has a down move, this is gonna, like, people are going to be more willing to sell just viciously. So yeah, this is going to really get hurt. And you know, I would hate to say this because I don't know the fundamentals of this coin, but this is where the prowess of charting is just far superior than knowing fundamentals and spending your time on fundamentals. I'm about ready to like enlighten you for a second. Okay, for some of you, price separates from fundamentals regularly, right? .com bubble, perfect example. The fundamentals, those companies didn't even have revenue or employees hired for the most part, besides a few tech nerds. And it was a website with not even no product, but no place built, no logistics or supply chain established, no products to sell, no revenue. They just IPO'd. And just that's what crypto is, essentially, right? And what happened? Pets.com is like the perfect example of that. They died. Had they had revenue, would they have died because their stock went down? No, they wouldn't have. Had they had revenue. So for this type of coin, since it's newer and it's its first bear market, and it's getting ready to have price discovery to the downside. So this is the part where price lets you better understand fundamentals more than you ever would have. The most important fundamental question about this coin and any other new coin that's getting ready to crash through lows is, does it have revenue? Because if this company, it doesn't have to be profitable. It needs to be able to at least pay employees and pay lights and like staples and pens and tape and like, you know, flushing a toilet at an office or whatever they got going on. If they don't have revenue, it's probably going to die. It's that simple. Like, as in more than 50% chance. And you have to understand that most of the fundamentals you're reading is information that a coin, so this is outside of Proton, but I'm going to keep this on the Proton video. Most fundamentals that everybody's researching and spending so much time doing, just like American news, or actually most developed nations' news, you can't identify truth from propaganda. Truth versus what the people publishing want you to believe. Sometimes those things coincide, but not always. The way you're getting information on fundamentals is what those companies are allowing to be released for the most part. They're not going to talk about this. That's why price mixed with fundamentals is far superior. And in this case, price allows you to understand fundamentals even better, thus is superior. Because you never would have thought about that if you didn't look at price and know price's effect on how it will just turn the fundamentals upside down. Be very careful with this coin. And I'd hate to say it, but Trias is in the same freaking boat. It's close to being in the same boat. I want you to be very careful. And that's why it's for any small cap, it's going to be so much wiser to wait until late 2023 or 2024 with the assumption that a Bitcoin low is not in. It's just going to be so much safer, folks. Because a lot of them are going to make make it to next run. A lot of them won't. And this one is a strong candidate for not making it. Doesn't matter what fundamentals you think you read. Doesn't matter how proud you are of yourself that you knew all the fundamentals of this coin. Doesn't matter. There is a statistically non-zero chance, which I personally think is close to 50% at this point for this asset, that you wasted all of that time. I hate to break it to you like that, but I'm trying to help. Will I be right? I don't know. It's a probability thing. I'm trying to help by giving you probabilities. All right. Yeah, I saw multiple coins die. Most of them I had sold last bear market, but I even, in some of them, made them through to a bear market rally, like the big one when Cardano went about 500%. Cardano had one of the biggest bear market rallies, and Litecoins was huge too. Hell, Bitcoins was huge. But like in 2019, and some of them made it to the end of the bear market, and that's when a lot of them died. We're not to the end of the bear market. We aren't there. All right, anyway. But yeah, I saw a lot of coins die. And they just make a tweet. We are sorry to announce that, and this is what we'll do with the exchange, and it's a nice way to say goodbye. It's going to start happening. Oh, yeah, it already did. Luna. Luna's algorithmic shit didn't happen because it happened. No, it happened because of a bear market. Without the bear market, it would still be alive and strong, and it'd probably be fucking at $200. BitConnect died only because, so that was a Ponzi scheme, right? Kind of like Luna. Printing its own shit and buying Bitcoin with the shit they just printed. It's a Ponzi. But, it was. Anyway, so the previous Ponzi also died in the middle of the bear market. This Ponzi died in the middle of which we can guess is the middle of the bear market. But anything else that's not a Ponzi, it'll die. It has a stronger chance of dying at the end of the bear market. All right. Okay, what do you think about XP Arcos? All right. Well, you pretty much answered mine. Okay. Can MTV rise up to... Okay, I'll do MTV here in a second. Thoughts on ORN. Okay, so here... I'm going to look at a non-community member's question here. Just because I've never seen this, then Harrison, I'll do ORN and then MTV, and then I'm dying of hunger, and I need nicotine. So kids don't smoke, but I use pouches. Sorry. My wife is definitely on my ass. She wants me to quit soon, but she's been on my ass for 7 years, so we'll see how that works. All right, let's go over MTV. I've already looked at MTV bear market targets, and honestly, I might have to lower them. But let's look at the prospects of MTV should Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, this is bad. Man, this is bad. I am so glad I sold here, folks. And a lot of people came on my channel knowing that I had sold at 1.2 cents, and they acted like I was an idiot. Oh man, I have so many newer people come on my channel acting like I'm the idiot. It's just sometimes I just want to say, just wait 100 days, man. Let's see who the idiot is. All right. But I was new too, and I was confident with my thoughts, even though I was completely wrong. But I never had the balls to go on somebody's channel who's trying to give free information. Maybe I think they're an idiot, but they're there trying to give free info, so I'm not gonna troll them. Even if I do think they're an idiot, I'm not gonna do that. What are you guys doing? All right. Anyway, if Bitcoin this is really bad. This isn't going to go. I can just tell right now it's not going to go over that line. That's 50%. So it's not even going to get that. Whew. So absolute best case, if Bitcoin goes to 40K, this will go up to 0.00194. Best case, but I don't think that's most probable. I think looking left, it's going to be somewhere in this area here. Maybe that high. Yeah, that looks more reasonable. So 0.00143 to 160. That's my target for if this bear market rally, which is essentially an oxymoron, right? It is an oxymoron, actually. Yeah, bear market rally. Yeah. That's a good oxymoron. I like that. I never noticed that before. Anyway, with the loose assumption, Bitcoin rallies at 40K, that's my target for MTV. And would I adjust my bear market bottom targets? No. This is going to get destroyed pretty bad. This one looks really good because when you look left, it hits structure perfectly. It hits that and this. This one looks really likely. Oh, that's 2023 target I put. So a low then a low. Yeah, actually that makes sense. That makes sense. Because this one's probably closer to 40 to 60% down. Yep, that is 40% down. So what I said about Proton, okay, so I made like a $96,000 trade on that coin, right? So I like it. You know, I made a lot of money from it. It was my biggest trade of the year, I think. Yeah, it actually was. Yeah, it definitely was. So I know about this. It's essentially a competitor with 𝐃𝐢𝐬𝐜𝐸. Yeah, and I know a little bit about it. I liked it. I talked about it a lot. But what I said about Proton applies to this too. I'm not being biased against or towards anything. Because this is at threat of getting, well, actually, this would get close to its all-time lows. So it's not necessarily price discovery down, but it's getting to the bare bottom. The best fundamental research that you can create on this coin, okay, about whether you should be bullish or not, whether you should accumulate during a downturn, the best fundamental research you can do is figure out if it has revenue, not profitability. That would be better, but as long as it can pay some of its bills without selling all of its fucking tokens, which is what Cardano did the first time. Because funding didn't happen last bull run and last bear market. Like that's a new, like Algorand getting $150 million stuff, that being treated more like a real company from the traditional finance, that's this run. So last run, Cardano had to pay for its employees to keep alive, literally to keep the lights on, to pay the electricity bill. They had to sell Cardano coins. But we had 70% locked up. Look at all the Reddit articles from 2018. Cardano's not going to go down like Bitcoin. 99% later. But they had to sell, right? And so the best fundamental analysis that you can make on this is to figure out, does it have revenue or not? And if it doesn't, then it's not safe. Until it's like a bull market. And you can confirm, shit, this really looks like a bull market. But until that point, knowing that most non-Ponzi coins die at the end of a bear market, that's the best analysis, fundamental analysis you can find out. And I don't know the answer to it. So it's a newer coin. It's its first bear market. I would figure that shit out before I even thought about touching it, to be fully frank with you. And that's the benefit. Even though monetary coins didn't get any love this time, Litecoin got no love, Monero got no love. Well, the only one that did was Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the only monetary coin that did well this time. It did very well. But anyway, even though monetary coins did not do well this run, which probably won't be true next run, but anyway, that's the benefit of monetary coins. They're not a company, so they're not going to die because they have no revenue. They don't have revenue. They never will. It is a form of money. People ask me all the time, why do you like Dash so much? Well, it doesn't need revenue to survive a bear market, first off. So therefore, it's extremely likely to be around next bull market. And my whole Viacoin was a monetary coin as well. Actually, I'm still recording. I could probably get off of this for MTV. Viacoin was a monetary coin as well, but it had such low volume that had threat of being delisted, something I didn't anticipate. Dash does not really have the threat of being delisted. Its volume is just fine. So doesn't need revenue. Its volume is fine, won't get delisted. They're, stuff like, people keep asking me. Actually, maybe I should record this. So people have been asking me why I like Dash. I've been ranting and raving in this whole live chat about bear market and newer coins. If they don't have revenue, the chance of their dying at the end of the bear market, okay, which could be 2024, the chance is close to 50-50. Right? It's close. And if it's not dead, but it still goes next time, it could be dead and you don't know it. Like, look up Forest Plus. I made a 6x on that coin in it was roughly 6 to 7 days. And it's a dead coin. No one behind it, but it's still trading. It's not dead to him. Actually, it is. It just has never been delisted. But anyway, but it's a chance that the zombie coins, right? You can still trade them, though, as long as people buy your stuff and you make money from it. But so monetary coins that aren't in threat of being delisted from an exchange because of low volume, like Filecoin, got delisted. It kind of killed the coin, right? So game plan didn't work out for that one. But monetary coins, meaning it's a form of money. It's not a project. It's not a company, right? It's not a company. It doesn't have employees, right? It has to be a core team, but they do it because they're a believer in it, right? All right. Anyway, so monetary coins that are form of money. Bitcoin is one. Monero, I guess Bitcoin Cash, if I even have to consider that. Dash, Litecoin. Litecoin is a good one, and I honestly like Litecoin and Dash. XRP, arguably, is a monetary coin, but it's not even a real crypto, so I don't know if I would count that either, but it kind of is. It's monetary. So Ripple's the company. XRP is the monetary coin. So it's kind of a hybrid. So I wouldn't count XRP because Ripple behind it is pretty important. But monetary coins don't need a company. They aren't a company. They don't need revenue during a bear market. A lot of these altcoins are going to die because they have no revenue. And they can only sell their own tokens to keep the lights on to pay their employees for so long. Once their token has gone so low, the coin will die. That's how it happens. Monetary coins that don't have that threat. The only threat they have is being delisted, like Filecoin had. So if it has good volume and it's a monetary coin, the chance of it doing at least surviving and having some type of run next bull run is good. So therefore, I like Dash in the bear market because accumulating it, I can do that with the safety net that it's going to have some type of pump next run. Might not be the biggest. I don't care. But at least it's freaking going to be here. People thought Luna was a great bet. Well, I thought Dash was a great bet. Who won that bet? Me. Luna was a company. Dash isn't. Even though the team acts like it, they're developing some really awesome stuff. And Dash is okay. So more reasons. Dash is more used in Latin America than Bitcoin, in both number of transactions and transaction volume on U.S. dollars. I think that's an accurate statement. Somebody might want to double check me on that. I haven't looked. It was true a few months ago, but I don't know if that is true right now. And it was more used in El Salvador until I think Bitcoin finally passed it. But even when El Salvador was getting all the news about Bitcoin, Dash was still more used, both in number of transactions and the number of money dollars in transaction volume than Bitcoin. But Bitcoin, I think, has passed it since then. But the Dash team is getting... So what I'm saying there is the Dash team is developing it, okay? And it's not just developing it, they are riding in the wake. So if Bitcoin's the boat creating a wake behind it, right? The V that comes behind the boat from the wake that makes waves in a boat, right? Behind the boat, I mean. Dash is essentially a wakeboarder doing flips and kicking some ass and drinking a beer while doing a flip, while taking a selfie and holding onto the thing with his teeth. Like, Dash is kicking some ass and riding in the wake of Bitcoin's adoption. Dash is doing a great job in terms of adoption. That's another reason. Another reason is it's transactable. It's cheap and it's fast. You can actually use it. People have been talking about Lightning forever. Could Bitcoin solve that problem? Sure. But Dash doesn't have a problem. There is no problem. It's ready now. And so to put all this together, why I like Dash, and I didn't prep all this, just people have been asking me. Why I like Dash, yes, it might not be some sexy coin next run that gets talked about, by big YouTubers or whatever. But, and I might sacrifice that a little bit by accumulating it. I could accumulate something that, that might be sexy next time. But we're in a bear market. Shit might die. And I just gave reasons why Dash won't, right? So the sacrifice has a benefit as well. And I think the pros and cons of that are better. But also, what I think is the icing on the cake to that counterbalances it in favor of liking Dash, is that the wave of adoption for Bitcoin is coming. Monetary coins bull run is coming. It might not be this next one in a couple years. It might be 6 years out. I'm fine with that. In 6 years, or maybe even in 2 to 3 years, it's probably more like 6 years out, 6 to 7. But in 6 to 7 years, I'm going to look like a fucking genius buying Dash at $50. Just like people look like a genius buying Bitcoin at 100. That's why. I'm cool with waiting 7 years. So it's the way I use it in my portfolio is it's my long-term play. I don't have a bunch of long-term plays Dash is the only one. And that's why I like it, because I'm going to be holding it and accumulating it for a long ass time. And I'm not accumulating it by using my money. I'm using other people's money to accumulate it. I've more than doubled my Dash. Trade up on spot trade, not even futures. I've doubled it since February. And I've let my community know how I do it. Just literally, I literally just make cones and triangles of buy orders and sell orders and just keep buying and selling it. And I let them know how I do it. But I don't do my whole portfolio like that because the overall US dollar of my Dash is going down, right? But I've more than doubled my Dash. But when I look at the US dollars, I just go like this. Like when I'm looking at my that portion of my account, I'm looking at it. I just put my finger over the US dollar and I'm like, yeah. So there's my Dash. There's the US dollar. I'll cover up the US dollar. Just don't look at that part. But I'm accumulating Dash for that portion of my portfolio. So that's all my spiel on Dash. Why I like Dash. Hopefully that was, and I've recorded this, so I'll put this on its standalone video so people finally understand why I like Dash. All right. Here we go. Okay. Please TA on Samo. Actually, I told Harrison I'd get ORN and LSS. Okay, I gotta wrap this up. ORN. Same deal. I wouldn't even touch this, man. It's gonna have price discovery down. Oh, you can't see it. I wouldn't deal with it, dude. I would wait. The non-financial advice, not a financial advisor. This Pokemon card looks shitty. Yes, unless it's a monetary coin, but yeah, if this is a project with a team that needs money to keep working part of the team, how is this company going to pay its employees? By selling the tokens. But when it's so low that when they sell the tokens, they can't pay the employees, what do? I would be very careful. I don't even want to suggest any price action for this, unless where could you dump this crap? Well, I would guess somewhere around 40% up if Bitcoin does go 40% up. This is scary. Like, this is bad. And I'm not being biased because I just said the same thing about MTV, and I made my biggest trade of 2021 with MTV. Yeah, this is bad. This is good. This will rally up to that support level. Whew. Yeah, somewhere around $2 even. I could see it getting to $2 on this, but man, if I were into this, I would scram the heck out. This looks real bad. Unless this isn't all of price history. It's possible I'm not on the right chart. Yeah, I am on the right chart. Yeah, this is that's bad. I wouldn't deal with it, man. All right, Samo or no? Damn it, I lost your other one. Oh, LSS. Harrison just loves the fact that he can ask 10 questions and I typically answer him. Lossless. Same deal. It's the same chart. Yeah, this is going to have strong price discovery down in 2022 and or 2023, and it could die. It could completely die. If it survives and does well, would it be awesome? Hell yeah. Like Phantom. Phantom was a great example. It went down crazy, but it survived. It survived the bear market. And right around October 2020, it just did insane stuff. Like Phantom had nasty sick run, and it had a nasty bear market too. So I'm not guaranteeing all these will die, but you need to be scared that it will. And it's just not wise to do it until you realize it's a bull market, and then you start buying altcoins that aren't Ethereum. I don't even think something like Solana is safe. I think it's much safer. I think it's safer than even Cardano. But anyway, yeah, this is bad. So I could see it getting up to just measure up about 30 to 40%. It could get up to 23. So, yeah, it might be a trend. So if Bitcoin does rally up to 40K, this actually might go up more than 40% because I think a lot of sellers will step in at that wick, that strong wick there, which aligns with this. So this actually could go a little bit beyond because this is gonna act like a magnet. It could hit 27 cents, 27 and change, just because like that's where sellers will step in. Therefore, people will be confident buying until that point. Yeah. And then all the dumb money will buy it at the very end, like buying it into that. So if I think it actually would outperform Bitcoin only because of the structure of this. 20, what did I say? About 27. So that one has a chance to have actually a pretty good rally. But it's only because of the structure and the psychology of why people decide to buy and sell, and the fact that this is not traded by bots, by traditional finance bots. All right, and then we'll do AKA Hex. If NQ1 goes under the EMA fill, good show. That's a good question. All right, Harrison, I got to address a couple of other questions. So if NQ1, let's go to NQ1. Okay. NQ1, 15-minute chart, EMA fill. Damn, that makes it look like it's getting ready to tank. Bad. It's a really good question. Let me think. So what I'm scared of is in traditional markets, they love to so let's say there's a range, and then at the end of the range, it busts up, right? So the range resolution is up, okay? And it busts up out, let me take this off. It busts up out of a box like this, right? Right before it busts up, it makes the lowest low and then bust up. Lower low, then higher high in a row. That's a common, and it's becoming more common on Bitcoin on all time frames from 5 minutes to daily. It never used to happen. I think there are 2 instances on the daily chart where you had a fake out downside and then rally. Every other rally besides that, before I think 2019. So even in 2018, those bear market rallies, or dead cat bounces, they were on a higher low structure, not lower low to higher high. That's all 2019 and after, and that's when essentially bots that trade SPX index and or the indices like the futures and Nasdaq. It's very clear that 2019 is when those bots hooked up to Bitcoin and traded it the same way, the same parameters. It's clear because that's when this started happening. So I would like to say that yes, under typical circumstances, I would say that's true. But because this is in a range, it's getting pretty mature in this range, and it just made that lower low and then an aggressive move up, this might be ready to explode up. This type of shit happens all the time. This is how bots and just smart algorithms that people have built, and it's taken years and years to build, that's how they trade. And that's a pattern. And it makes it hard for people to trade because usually that's a bad thing. Lower lows are bad. But no, not in traditional markets. Lower lows is a freaking bull signal sometimes. But also it can mean it's going to continue going straight down, which makes it hard to trade. It can mean both things simultaneously. It's bad and bullish. Like, how do you know which one? You don't. That's the whole point. That's why it's done. Because big money can put people in positions that aren't moving the market where you truly don't know. And the word I like to use is indistinguishable. It makes it completely indistinguishable. A pump from continuation to the downside. Completely indistinguishable. Even on RSI, it's really tough. So I would say typically yes. But because of that lower low and then an aggressive move up, I would be hesitant on this. I would be very... I would say it's 50-50 at this point. But without that lower low, I would say absolutely. But here I'm hesitant, and that's my thoughts on that. And if you don't believe me what I'm saying, let me show you something. Watch. I did this today with my VIPs. Actually, let me show you something interesting about traditional markets and how these fake outs work. Where was the SPX chart? Yeah, okay, cool. So what I'm about to give you is fucking good information, and you're not going to see it anywhere else on the entire internet in the world, okay? Guarantee what I'm about to show you, you won't see anywhere else. Actually, I don't guarantee it. I'm very confident that you won't see it anywhere else in the world, at least English speaker. At least an English speaker. Okay, so this is the S&P spot price, so the index, right? This is SPX. And honestly, hint, Bitcoin is following XPX more so than NASDAQ the last 5 days. It's definitely, yeah, whatever. So there is a little difference in the bots. And I think it's because Amazon's been so weak and it's actually dragging the NASDAQ down. So it's trading more like the S&P, right? The SPX right now. Because Amazon's been or was it Apple? I think it was Amazon that's suppressing. Apple's actually been doing pretty well. Anyway, here we go. Actually, I'm going to restart that recording. All right. Something that you won't see anywhere else on the internet. I'm very confident with that statement. This is SPX chart just to show you fake outs are crazy and how bots trade. And the idea, the word right now is indistinguishable. Trading bots that have come to Bitcoin make me realize that a lot of the 4 years of studying, I didn't waste my time, but right when I got to 4 years and right when I became a YouTuber, it all changed pretty much. It was changing since 2019, but until the Wyckoff thing played out, it wasn't obvious that Bitcoin's price is controlled by the traditional finance bots. So once I got that, I started studying and becoming a student of SPX and NASDAQ charts, okay, the index in Q1, and this is something that I've discovered. It's glaring, but oddly enough, I don't know. Maybe you'll be able to find this information somewhere else because it is obvious, but I don't know. I bet you won't be able to find somebody who said this exactly. So look at these boxes. The word is indistinguishable. The way these smart bots are trading is to create situations where smaller players who do not move the market, the scenario is indistinguishable up or down. You can't tell. It's impossible to tell. In the exact moment where the decision is going to be made, it looks like it'll both go up, but historically, or traditionally, looks like it's going to go one way, but the history and the statistics say, that trigger for traditional trading to go up actually means, historically, that's when it goes the other way. Indistinguishable. You literally can't tell. Watch. So look at all these little ranges here. And each of these are about 5 days of trading, right? I'm on the daily chart. So this is this is part of an uptrend. So just to show you, this doesn't just happen in downtrends. This was all an uptrend. And two of the 6 are in an uptrend, right? All right. I've taken, even here, shit, I missed one. There's another one. All right. In moments before a dump, before a strong move down, okay, I won't give away the answer, but on all of these, look on the right-hand side of the box. What happened? This is when price starts ranging. Watch. And before it has a range resolution, what happens? What happened here? What happened here? Oh, little low right there. Yep. What happened here? So what's probably going to happen here? If it goes down. So here's the idea. If it's going to break down, it's probably going to go up first and look like it's going up. But if it's going to go up, it's also going to do that. And that's why I said the word of the day is indistinguishable. It's fucking hard to trade. It's hard to trade things that are traded by pure bots and smart algos. It is not easy. But they do create patterns. But it's not traditional trading. It is not. It is difficult. So here's the thing. If this is going to break down, it's probably going to go up. If it's going to break up and out here, it's probably going to go up. That's it. But it also happens to the upside. And I don't have those prepared for you. And it's easier to see on something like the 1 hour to 4 hour charts. Very easy. you'll see some, and this is starting to happen on Bitcoin too. And it's the word is indistinguishable. That's what these algos are doing. It's creating specifically shapes and scenarios that it makes it indistinguishable. That is the word, and I bet that's probably a word that other people who created those algorithms, that was their goal. They wanted to make it indistinguishable where you couldn't tell, or at least as long as you're not them who are pulling strings and dumping $10 million in a market buy to give an umph in one direction. Anyway, so if you see things, so let's say price had been bullish, whatever, up, and then it just tanks. And then it looks like it finds a bottom, it goes like this, and then it goes like this, and then it goes maybe like this. Let me keep going here. And then maybe it goes like this, and then goes down. Oh, son of a bitch. Actually, this is like the bottom of Bitcoin's Wyckoff. That's essentially what I'm drawing. It goes down and then up. So it's the opposite is true too. You have a range in a box, and before it goes up, it actually goes down. So if it's going to go up, it goes down first. And if it's going to resolve itself to the downside, it also goes down. And this shit is bleeding into Bitcoin. It never used to move this way. I'm telling you, like, I've almost memorized Bitcoin's chart from 2012 to 2019, probably till, no, I got it through February. No, it starts getting muddy somewhere in late summer of 2019. No, of 2020. Yeah, I got the whole thing memorized pretty much. So, I couldn't tell you what the week of, March the 3rd, 2014, what color was, I don't know. What price, I wouldn't be able to say that, but I could draw it. Like, I could draw the map of the United States. I could draw Bitcoin chart. On log, not on linear. But anyway, so this crap that I just showed you, it's bleeding over into Bitcoin. And so watch out for this stuff. Like, and honestly, and hopefully I've met my idea that you won't be able to find this information anywhere else on English-speaking internet. Anywhere. And if you do, let me know, because I would like to know who that person is. I would like to follow him or her, because that's fucking good information, and I bet it's kind of rare. It's like a rare Pokemon. Yes! I actually used the word Pokemon like in a good way there. It's a rare Pokemon. All right, that's what we got. All right, I think I'm going to be done with that one. I'm hungry. I got over my nicotine urge, though. All right, whales are having their fun. Let's go, Kosa. Thursday? Yeah, Thursday. So, says a Thursday reversal. Yeah, that's very common. I have a VIP who just always, he definitely reminds everybody, hey, it's got the habit of being bullish Monday through Wednesday, starts ranging on futures Wednesday night into there, and then or into Thursday, and then starts selling off Thursday and or Friday. Yes, that's a very common scenario. That traditional market starts selling off around Thursday. You're right, and it does. I backtested it. There's an indicator that you can put days of the week, and you can change the colors, so you don't have to look. You just know that green is Monday or whatever, right? You can make it Roy G. Biv if you want. And it's not perfect, but it is a heavy correlation. All right, I think that's enough of a live show. I'm an hour and 45 minutes in. I gave a lot of decent information on here that I typically would save for VIP or Cryptillion, just my video chats where you can come on and ask questions. So if you're sick of typing and you're not part of the community, on the community we some people put on their cameras sometimes. Usually for VIP calls, the VIPs do that, but they're asking questions live on their microphone. They have a microphone. So you see mine? It's not just my shoulder disappearing in some videos. It's because my microphone's there. But they come on, ask questions, and sometimes people disagree with me, and I even ask people, do you think I'm missing anything? And some people come on and say, what about this? And I'm like, well, shit. Actually, it just happened today. And I mentioned it in the analysis, that 200-day simple moving average. I missed that. And it's fucking glaringly obvious as a high probability setup. It looks like Bitcoin, the top three most likely scenarios is going to be 39 to 40K, all because, somebody was letting me know, I don't agree with that target. I was like, all right, show me. Or something to that effect is what happened. So it's cool. It's a cool community, and it goes a little above and beyond. But if you don't have the time to commit to community, because to get the money out of it, I mean, you probably need to spend about, I don't know, I would say at least 4 to 6 hours in crypto a week, just in general wanting to learn. But then if that's not quite your thing, then the YouTube tiers, I am helping give Bitcoin price direction alerts multiple times a day, 7 days a week. Sometimes on Sunday I only give one. So, or maybe on Saturday and Sunday I only give one, but I'm giving you continuous alerts, and I give you the recordings for the Cryptillion tier on YouTube. I give the recordings of the Discord Cryptillion tier chats. Sometimes they're half hour, sometimes they're an hour. You get 2 a week, and that's it. So I will sign off with this. I'm going to go eat some food, and then get one of my Copenhagen pouches, and I will feel a lot better. We'll see.